and we'll see. I'm gonna watch Mission Critical versus TTU, and yeah, we'll just see if the stream behaves. I really hope it works. I really want to get back into casting these amateur games and more. But if my OBS, if my internet just isn't conducive of it, I'll just be relegated to replays. And we're just at the start of this game. Okay, good, it did work. We see another Pangolier in this, but otherwise completely different drafts. Pretty interesting stuff on some sides, like the Medusa. The Slardar has been rising in popularity. Just the guaranteed bash makes him much more frightening. It looks like they're playing him as the support. I've seen some people have played it. I think it's a very effective roamer now with the guaranteed bash every 4 hits. You can just roam. You can charge it up on something, and then roam into mid lane, smack somebody, do the crush, and just get a quick kill. But they might be going Gooby very, very low. Another unfortunate bounce could finish him, but I think he should be safe. I don't think Maledict is going to be enough to kill him unless it's rank 2, and it is, but it didn't get on him immediately, so yeah, he will just survive that. Pangolier, just like how it's easy for Slardar to really poke and harass people thanks to the guaranteed bash, it's very difficult to lane against Chaos Knight thanks to the guaranteed crit. And Doom with Inferno Blade, also very difficult and annoying to lane against. Bounty runes are coming up, and all 4 going to TTU, and that's it's very unfortunate, but a nice gold boost for TTU, I'm sure.
Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation.
I love the name Penguinaut. I tried to cast for these guys last week, but I was just so laggy that I couldn't. It was so laggy that it was impossible for me to cast for them. I think it's going better now, and I'm now, if it's going well on stream, and it says I have 0% dropped frames, it says I've never dipped below my target bit rate. If it's going well, then I just, I mean, I think it's just OBS. Not this software. I reinstalled this after uninstalling Streamlabs. So who knows? I do want to touch on this bot lane. We did see they got a kill with the Ancient Apparition on the Shadow Shaman. A slightly better laner now, but oh, Darth, he's dead. He's just going to burn out. And Sleight of Fist too. The max Sleight of Fist is actually pretty interesting. We've seen a lot more people go this build. As Sleight of Fist has just been like continuously buffed. And that bonus damage is pretty substantial in a team fight, an early team fight. You hit 5 heroes with that, but Master Salty just cutting down that Witch Doctor to size with the help of Gooby. We do have a brief pause, hopefully a brief pause. Sorry if my what's it called? My map is annoying to you, but looking at this this draft from both sides, I do wonder, like, I think if it goes really late, I don't think Mission Critical stand even the slightest chance if this game goes late. I think they will be slaughtered if this game goes late. You've got Ember, you've got Medusa, Slardar scales reasonably well, Ags on a Shadow Shaman, even Pango with just a couple of items. Like, if you get all tank items and like an MKB Maelstrom on Pango, like Guardian Greaves, Crimson, and just all these tank items, and there's the 2 damage items, he hurts. He's hard to fight because of Lucky Shot. And of course the procs from Swashbuckle. Oh, Illuminati throwing a cask down. They have Malediction at the start this time. Reality Rift back, and oh, what an unfortunate MLG high skill cask. And Master Salty probably going to be kind of salty about that, but Gooby getting some good trades in. Meanwhile, at the bot lane, Foxtel going to die to Joey Wags. As I was saying, though, the late game of TTU won't even matter if they don't survive past the mid game. And heroes like Chaos Knight, Razor, Doom, AA, Witch Doctor, this whole draft comes online very, very early. They don't need a ton of... Oh, an excellent swashbuckle with that Javelin. He might be able to smack down this Witch Doctor if he can chase him, if he's fast enough. Both heroes, and he will get that quick cut. But at least Chaos Knight, Old Frog, does survive. But TTU do need to kind of stabilize a bit, and they are. They're doing fine in their lanes. If we look at this farm, they're a little behind in CS. That's the only really concerning thing, and they're going to be a little thirsty for it around the map. Pango might shotgun farm the occasional wave. Medusa wants a lot of farm. Ember, if he goes, Ember
Radiant's
also
middle
kind of
tower
soaks
may
up a
need
bit
a
of farm and
hand.
immediate jump away, getting hit by that static link, and he's out of here. I think that's one of the best things about Ember against this Razor. Razor very, very good against a lot of those. Some of the more popular cores we've seen um, are pretty vulnerable to the static link, but Ember can just toss down a remnant and break it pretty much immediately without losing that much damage. So a good response to Razor.
Trickster's rune of
Radiant's
illusion.
middle tower is under attack.
Pango completing his arcane boots, which probably feels so good. And at bot lane, I keep just T-touring this. Sorry, it's been a long time since I really cast anything, and I'm more so testing my stream, and I think, knock on wood, it's fine now, and that I can actually maybe cast something in the next day or two, maybe even tonight if I'm fortunate. And actually, I might even get in touch with these teams after this game if they have another game after this and see if they'll let me cast. Uh, Assuming everything is going fine, and I apologize, I do keep tabbing out to like test that, to check my stream analytics and make sure that it's not just collapsing around me. Um, but here we are. Anyways, I'm gonna stop tabbing out now,
Tower is not
and just
safe.
gonna check the replay after this game really quick and then see if these guys let me cast for them, because that would be pretty cool. And making a play on that with the Rolling Thunder, not able to cancel it in time, but Gooby will probably get stunned. The cast not likely to bounce, and even if it does, not going to matter much. Illuminati will die, but so too does Gooby on the Slardar.
You're dead.
Radiant's middle tower may need a hand.
Fighting for these runes now.
Scoop, give it.
Both bounty runes still at top, and Ember able to
Radiant's
collect
middle tower is
both
under
at bot,
attack.
so Radiant could get all four, which would allow them to. I think that's a good gold boost for them, especially because they're behind in CS. Pretty much in every single lane, every single core is behind in last hits, um, which is I think somewhat problematic for them. Uh, Dusa going right for a Maelstrom, which I'm very glad for. Or I really hope she's not getting first item Lincolns. I do not like that.
Radiant's
Just
middle
you do
tower is
no
not safe.
damage. Old Frog could be in trouble, and it looks like they made a play on that Ember Spirit, but Old Frog, no Phantasm, the guaranteed stun, Swashbuckle in a second, and a killing spree for this Pangolier. He's got a Maelstrom into a Eul's, into a Blink queued up, fairly standard. Some people like to go for a
Dire's top
Vanguard
tower
or
is
a
not on
Pipe.
top of things.
I definitely
Radiant's
like
middle tower
this
may
a
need
lot
hand.
more than the double jab
Dire's
into
top
like a
tower is under attack.
MKB or something. I don't think tons of damage items are
Radiant's
super
middle
important
tower
on
is
Pango, but
under
it bought a
attack.
fight breaking out. Joey Wag's gonna get shocked down. His final vengeance for that foxhole. And now Razor has arrived. Cask bouncing around. Medusa's ult going in. There is a Witch Doctor ult, but he doesn't have the mana for it. He's just shy of it. And with that Stone Gaze, they retreat.
Dire's top tower
Be
is
in
under
Oh,
attack.
but the root onto the Razor. Oof, he's gone. Death Ward, a lot of damage on a Chicken Lover, but a Rolling Thunder and that Mana Shield able to keep him safe for now, trying to roll around, swashbuckling back, and a couple right clicks should do the trick. Illuminati is done for. A dominating spree for Master Salty. Pango making an excellent early rotation, also allowing Slardar to get around the map, like get some farm, get caught up. I love this hero as a roaming support, Slardar, but he does do fairly well with certain items, and I think he will eventually want like a BKB just so he can be in the fight. But Pango, one of those cores that I think definitely needs to roam. I think he has so much power in the early game with just like a Javelin, Arcane Boots, and level 7. And that hero hurts. Ember Spirit almost has his drums as well. Another hero that back in the day, if you had told me Ember Spirit comes online at 20 minutes, I would have told you you're wrong. But now, I mean, with that magic build that used to be very popular, and now with the sleight of fist maxing, we definitely see a lot more of it. A root onto this poor Illuminati. He's dead once more. Witch Doctor tanking the gank in a lot of different ways. Meanwhile, Razor finds a kill here in the mid lane on the Shadow Shaman. Very easy for him to do so. A DD and 157 damage. Oof. I pity whoever he finds with that DD rune, but it doesn't look like he'll find anything besides creeps. They've located Pangolier down here, and Doom is actually a very strong counter. And Snare kind of messes that hero up. He does get the root out, but he does juke it. And I think Joey Wags might be in serious trouble here. There is a swashbuckle. He doesn't find him. Jumping forward and will cut him down. Nicely done. And a disarm on Doom means he just can't get any redemption for that AA. But he should be cautious about the Doom. And there it is. Infernal Blade 2 ticking down. He may die to this. I mean, maybe? It's going to be close, but Doom does see him. Has the net. Will catch him. And unless Shadow Shaman can stop that Infernal Blade, he's got away. Oh, Pango, don't get too greedy, don't get too hungry, and he'll just back off and play safe. But Witch Doctor rotating in, has the cask, Malediction, and a Death Ward if he wants it, but just starts TPing immediately. Medusa coming in now. They need to be very, very cautious, dropping the wards. Penguin not trapped, and Illuminati, I think his ult should just go all the way. Chicken Lover getting low, but that mana shield allowing him to survive a lot longer, and an excellent Serpent wards. But just trapping Doom inside and finding 2 kills at the bot lane. But at top, Ember, he wants more. Going in for a fight down here. Razor after the Slardar. Slardar will die, but a swashbuckle. Darth Walker, they have vision of him. Another jump forward. He's got no static link, but has stolen tons of damage. Be careful, man. He might kill you, and he does. He just herds Razor, chunking people down. And now the stun. A triple kill for Darth Walker. 224 damage. This guy just slapped him around, zapped their asses. Razor would say himself. Excellently done, and showing just why a lot of people have started playing that hero again. Early game, a good Link makes him do so much damage. He stole, I think, the maximum of 224 for the hero, and man, did he just hurt. That was crazy. They tried so hard to get him, but he's pretty beefy. Excellently done, and I'm sure Mission Critical are going to be very, very happy with that, and TTU kicking themselves, allowing that to happen, not being a little bit more cautious, perhaps, TPing heroes without resources. The bounty runes are up now. I think it's probably going to go even. Gooby might try to get it with the race car speed he gets from Guardian sprint in the river, but yeah, 2 for 2. Shadow Shaman D warding down here at the bot lane. Nope, they found Chicken Lover, and I think this Deuce is in trouble. She's got Stone Gaze. We'll need to use it right now, though, and so much damage stolen. I think just way too late on that Stone Gaze. Probably needed to use it immediately, and with that much damage hoarded up on Darth Walker, I do not think TTU want this. Pangolier is lurking in the trees. He does have a Rolling Thunder. They know Ember's here, and now they're aware that Salty is, and he's just taking so much damage from the whip! And there's the AoE damage coming out from Unstable Current, and Doom coming out onto the Ember. He really wants to avenge his teammates, but just goes down to the grave himself. And now Foxel TPing in a little too deep. He's got the Shackle onto one. Gooby is here. The amp damage Cursive Haze onto Penguin. They will get that consolation, but they've lost yet another hero. Darth Walker continues pursuit. I don't think he can catch him in time. Gooby going in again. Needs to be careful. He needs that guaranteed bash. One more, and he does manage to get him, but very close. And this Razor, an absolute menace. And looking at the overall net worth, he's a bit of a capitalist, too, on top of the world. The highest possible tax bracket, 2,000 gold, ahead of anyone else. And oh no, Gooby! Oh, buddy. A beautiful Ice Blast from Joey Wags, and TTU just can't catch a break. And now a Yule's on the Razor, I think particularly interesting. Usually we don't see that. I would have personally just liked him to go like BKB. You know, some item that just lets him be in the fight, because he's so good at that. I can see the justification for Yule's as a way to, you toss the hero you've got linked in the air, it dispels Ember's Spirit's Flame Guard, so there's some justification for it, of course, but I definitely would much rather see him go like these brawling items. Like, you've got the drums, why not get a BKB, like a Sanjin Yasha, Rod of Atos I actually do like, and he does have one queued up, Shiva's Guard, even an Ags if you're feeling really eccentric, really exciting, and oh, Ember, be careful, buddy, you don't have a safety remnant up, but he is very fast. He's got another remnant available. They try to get the link onto Gooby, but he's also just a little bit too fast. The Searing Chains is available, Sleight of Fist cooling down soon, and I think I think Mission Critical are content to be where they are. Uh-oh. Doom. Can his teammates collapse to save him? He is very, very tanky. They've got the root. He doesn't have Doom. They're throwing an Ice Blast going in. Rolling Thunder. Ice Blast onto 4 heroes. They do not want this. They need to get away from that. The Reality Rift back onto Chicken Lover. He is very, very tanky thanks to that Mana Shield. And the Stone Gate's keeping them back. But Darth Walker is still alive for now. Can they kill this Razor? He's not got a lot of damage drained. Only 35 this time, but his teammates all around him. And the Death Ward drops, killing off another hero. They've just lost 3, and all for that Doom. He's just too tanky. And Pangolier not able to position in that fight to make the most of the Rolling Thunder. Another hard fight for TTU. I just do not know if they're going to be able to make it to that late game where you've got this 1v5 Medusa, where you've got the Ember hitting so hard that he just slaughters the supports with a single sleight of fist, but they just may never get to that point. Pangolier, Master Salty playing very, very well. And all these cores, besides the fact that Razor is so far ahead, they're not even in a bad position, really. They're doing just fine. But is just fine going to be good enough? Is just fine going to get them to the late game where their heroes really begin to shine, where they really begin to outscale? And even in the late, I mean, I think Medusa does great against, actually, does this instantly destroy illusions still? I don't think Medusa ult instantly destroys illusions anymore. But it used to. But even so, that's a lot of AoE. You've got a Maelstrom on her. You're going to get one on Ember, of course. Pangolier also going to have a Maelstrom at some point, probably. But has actually put it in the back burner to get initiating items like the Blink Dagger and go for a Yule's Scepter, giving him more control options. And, of course, allowing the kind of cheeky blink in with Rolling Thunder on top of like a core like Razor, for example, then Yules yourself and continue to stun him in the same place by not moving. And they really do need that, I think. I think they need to start taking these fights on their terms and really capitalizing on the control coming out from that Rolling Thunder. The unfortunate thing is, Mission Critical are tanky. Doom, Razor, Chaos Knight are all very, very brawly heroes. And you've got these kind of like hit and run skirmishers in Pango and Ember. And oh, a good blink from that Ember, or Pango, and Ember gets a nice stun on one. Doom onto him. They've dropped the Serpent Wards in a really nice spot, but Master Salty has to get away. Lost 96 damage. A roller tossed at Pangolier, but he is fine for now. And they're just going to farm with these wards, and they just don't have that much damage when compared to just the raw tank coming out from Mission Critical. So TTU still playing on the back foot. I admire that they're trying to take these aggressive fights, trying to, like I said, trying to start fights on their terms. But even when they do, it doesn't seem to be enough. Yule's on this Ancient Apparition. I'm kind of shocked he didn't get Midas. Not because I think Midas is amazing on AA. It's pretty good. But I don't think I've ever seen an AA in Amateur Dota 2 League not get a Midas. They've got a lot of... The big bright side for TTU, they have wave clear for days. Mystic Snake, Swashbuckle, Slide of Fist, Ether Shock. Every one of their heroes except Slardar has wave clear. And there's tons of AoE. So again, if they can just survive, if they can hold out, then I think they're going to do very, very well for themselves. I think this Medusa is going to be incredibly hard to kill. I think Pango going to be a huge nuisance. Ember hitting so hard, but Doom is locking heroes out of fights like he did Ember in that last encounter. Just dropped the Doom on him and he had to run away after a single slight. Pango wasn't able to had a pretty good Rolling Thunder, but just wasn't able to get anything with it. Shadow Shaman's wards just got farmed, and oh, it looks like they might finally find some. There is a Yule's on him. The Razor buying time for himself. Doom is not up yet. Swashbuckle gonna whiff. Sleight of Fist dodging the Plasma Field on the first roundabout, but the cast, but he jumps away. AA Blast flying in. TTU already losing their Shadow Shaman. Ember out of there, but they shotgun down that Witch Doctor once again, but Darth Walker so tanky. Medusa getting that Stone Gaze going. They're trying to get some damage, trying to chase these heroes down, but I think they're just too fast. Ember has a Remnant available. Can't toss it forward. He does. They want to find this Razor. Can they get him? But the Infernal Blade, this light just not enough, but they will get the Doom. Meanwhile, Pango gets a shield crash and a double kill. Oh, Joey, you didn't need to come here. You didn't want this. He's on the run now as he's lost 3 of his teammates. This is exactly the kind of fight that TTU needed, and they've gotten so much out of it. All of their cores looking so good in that fight that, like, just from what they got out of it, a massive 3.8k gold swing, 1100 gold for Pangolier, 800 gold for Ember, only Dusa getting a small, like, paltry sum in 120, but a decent amount of XP coming from everybody, and that amount of gold that they're getting, just catching up in items, getting even is okay for them. They just need to not be losing. Like, they just need to not be getting completely slaughtered. If we look at the experience earned, it's probably about dead even. Gold a little bit ahead in favor of Mission Critical, and the win percentage is now just about even, about 0% in both ways. But Mission Critical, will they be able to hold on? I think this is their. I think this moment, maybe in like 5 minutes, they'll hit another spike. This is where their draft is the strongest. They've got these super mid game oriented heroes. They've got these heroes that are just, again, so tanky, so brawly, that can just stand there and just hit people in the front line. But once we get to the late game, when when TTU gets tanky on like Pango and they get tanky on Medusa, I don't know if they have the damage to compare. Chaos Knight, of course, just chunks. His Phantasm illusions are just really, really frightening. But the question is, will it be enough? I think Medusa plays pretty well against CK. The ult really helps her when she reality rifts her. They've got Slardar too to help amplify the strength of their damage with the Corrosive Haze. He went of Vladimir's. He's about to have a Blink Dagger, and I really think things are starting to look up for TTU. But Mission Critical, not deterred by how badly that last fight went, are getting ready to make a high ground siege. But is it the right call right now? Pangolier starts winding up that Rolling Thunder. An excellent stun on several heroes. Gets another on Illuminati. I would like to see him get a shield crash, just so he's able to get that damage resistance. Jumping forward to the Swashbuckle, silencing one. He gets caught by that Atos. Slaughter getting the jump. Stone Gaze coming out too. She's doomed, but she already got the Stone Gaze. CK stunned and just slaughtered by Gooby. A double kill for him. AA Blast flies forward. If it hits that Deuce, she might be in serious trouble. She's going to be dead for sure. Meanwhile, on the back line, Darth Walker chasing double Remnant forward. Ember doing a lot of damage, cutting down another. It looks like they're going to lose Doom, and it's just too much. 5 heroes dead for 1 from TTU. Medusa will pay the ultimate price, but her teammates start the bargain. 5 for 1 sale, it seems, and a massive value of 2,800 gold, and even more 5,000 experience going their way. And just look at the damage done on this Pango and on this Ember Spirit. Huge chunks of damage. 4,000 damage a piece, and no one's even close to that on Mission Critical. It's really it's starting to turn. The question is, now with a 3k gold advantage, is TTU at the helm, or will they make a mistake? And oh, Ember, he really wants this guy. Drums popped, and I do not know that. Yeah, Illuminati, he's dead. They get the Yules. He doesn't have a Remnant. There is no Doom, so I think he's just fine. He's probably fine. They can, if they catch him with a Yules, maybe. A tier 1 dying mid. There's still a tier 1 bot, which is essentially free gold for TTU to take. Master Salty went back and got his Maelstrom after things started to turn. It looks like he's got a mechanism queued up. Dusa also going for that Scotty now, and it's like she'll get her Lincolns first, it seems, and then maybe a Manta and then a Scotty. I like that she at least went the Yasha Maelstrom. The Lincolns will help, of course, against Doom, but the naked Lincolns, I hate that build. You rely so much on your team to kill anything with that build, and I think those kinds of builds have really fallen out of favor. We used to see it on Weaver a lot too, but I prefer this. With the way with fights starting earlier and earlier in the game, it almost seems almost every patch, you need some kind of tool, and I think Maelstrom is probably one of the best ones just because that proc damage is just super helpful. Oh, Gooby going after this AA. Good Yules. They've got Cask too. He's going to need to get out of there. Infernal Blade, and I think he's just dead. Yep. Death Ward, Malediction. Goodbye, Gooby. You goofball.
I hear the deep ones calling.
But yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. The Razor no longer has that commanding lead in terms of net worth. I think someone pinged out this ward. He's switching it in. They know there's a ward there. Wait, did he place the wrong ward? I swear he had two. Oh, okay, maybe someone just placed one there. I like this deep ward from the Dire too, and they seem to slow down a bit, trying to farm, maybe try to plan out what their course of action is next. But so far, definitely, I think the one bad fight, I think they just considered a fluke. The second one has really, really put a damper on their pace. So, Mission Critical, kind of thinking it through. This Crimson Guard going to be super helpful. He's got at least
Now my
got it in
enemies
like
pay.
fairly recently. Pipe of Insight also queued up. One of the things that's going to help TTU a lot is by re-establishing vision control over their own jungle. They were having some problems, it seemed, getting ganked, getting jumped, and now that they're, as I mentioned a bit earlier, able to take these fights on their terms, it is going much, much better for them. Swashbuckle, but not going to connect. Oh, the Rod of Atos preventing that Rolling Thunder. But he is able to get away for now. He's still got Rolling Thunder up, but man, a ton of damage stolen. He's got it wound up. He's got to get out of there, and just manages to. AA gonna try for an MLG snipe, but does not have the ult available. So far, just not losing is really where TTU want to be, I think. Yules on the Pango. He doesn't have Rolling Thunder, and he doesn't have Swashbuckle. No Shield Crush either. He is just a goner.
Now it gets personal.
I discharge your soul. At last.
Attempting another high ground siege. Now that Pangolier is dead, they do have an advantage going 4v5. Ember Spirit has queued up that Battle Fury now, trying to get more AoE damage, more wave clear. The ward's coming down, so does the Medusa ult. The Phantasm has come out, but they've already lost the illusions. Amplified damage, a roll forward from that Pango, catches on one with the stun, now a second. Swashbuckle getting a lot of damage and a disarm on the Doom. He's slowed down from the lucky shot, he's just a goner. So another good high ground defense from TTU. They did lose the tier 3, but jumping forward, Ember trying to find a little bit more. He's got the shackles available. And I think Illuminati is in trouble, but actually does manage to juke that stun, the root interviews defensively. But a couple more hits from that bash. A slow would be all it takes. An Ice Blast flying forward. They do have a Death Ward, but it's going to be... Oh, he placed it just way too close to himself. However, Gooby probably going to pop to that Malediction and the AA Blast. And he's just finished. Meanwhile, BKB popped on Darth Walker, making him a lot more durable. Popping that Shrine too. Going to go in on Foxel. Foxel will die, but Medusa giving him a run for his money. He's got no Link. He's got the Ados trying to run away. Unfortunately for him, no Maelstrom proc to finish him, but oh, Master Salty swashbuckle forward and a double kill.
Is that intentional? It looked intentional.
So a good fight for TTU. Costly, but Mission Critical do get some gold on a couple of their heroes from that. I think TTU had a good high ground defense and just kind of tossed it to the wayside, maybe getting a little antsy. But their draft is not on a time limit. I think Mission Critical are, whereas TTU are going to be very, very capable of just going super late with their Ember and their Medusa. They're hyper carries.
fortunes change.
Uh, so Ember, closing in on that Battle Fury, I think can just about get it in a couple hundred gold. I want to take a look at the other side of the map. I've been talking about TTU a lot, and I want to give my, give fair analysis to Mission Critical. I don't really have a horse in this race besides that I really like Ember Spirit and Pango, and hate Razor with a passion. But I do think that Mission Critical, they have a frightening team fight. I think Malediction and Deathward onto like a Medusa is enough damage to kill her even if she has Mana Shield up. Oh, they see Darth Walker jumping on him. He has the Yules and a BKB. Ice Blast flies forward, connecting on just Gooby. Rolling Thunder coming out. BKB just in time. Lincoln's pop. Doom is up, but blocked by the Lincolns and the Medusa. They're without their Doom, and about to be without the hero, too. And now Witch Doctor getting gone on. They see him. He pops his Ghost Scepter. Alive for now, but Master Salty will die to that Razor. Old Frog still very, very tanky. Darth Walker also still alive, and look at that damage. Gooby gonna go down. Do they have the damage to kill off Old Frog? He's lost his gang, his illusions, but the crits, it's just so much. Zachman's gotta get away from this guy. He's doing so much damage. Foxel getting stunned up by the Ancient Apparition, but Medusa still very, very healthy. She will get a triple kill, and they're gonna find that other one. Another buyback coming out from the Witch Doctor. He's got a Death Ward. Medusa popped in the air, and so much damage stolen. She is gonna be done for. She has no ult, no TP. Cask flies, and there's a Death Ward if they need it, but they really, really don't. Oh, but Shackle, that's not the hero you want. The unstable current. Uh-oh. Rooted. But I think he should be okay. I don't think he can actually chase that far. They Glimmer Cape him, so he's able to go. And several buybacks, but an incredibly even fight. Barely favoring TTU by 600 gold. But at the same time, the XP, I think, was like 700 in favor of TTU or something. So it has been a pretty back and forth game, but I think TTU currently in a position of some dominance, some control. Only a 2K lead. Medusa now at the top of the net worth. She did eventually die in that fight. If she wants like a butterfly would probably help, as I believe butterfly. I don't think Deathward is true sight. So it would allow her to dodge a lot of the Deathward damage, which is going to be a pretty significant chunk of what Mission Critical are going to be throwing at her with the help of that Malediction. Darth Walker now going for a Shiva's Guard. The attack speed slow is pretty significant, very substantial, and I'm eager to see it. It will just help him a lot get in that fight. Again, Razor, and CK are both heroes that just want to be in the fight, and it's good to see Razor going for items that help him be in the fight. The Yules has actually proven itself a couple times, I think, but I think I like the Yules. I think I like what I've seen it do this game. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, I haven't really looked at this Pango in a while. He's got that Lincoln's up, and is finally going to go back for his Yule Scepter. That added utility, a little bit of extra damage, that is going to be quite nice for the team. And when I say extra damage, I mean he can blink on somebody with Rolling Thunder, Yules himself, and then he's going to get like I think it's going to be 2 extra hits for it. So like an extra 3, at least an extra single ticket. Uh-oh. Invis Doom. But Pango has a Lincoln Sphere, so no need to worry about a surprise Doom from the shadows. And Ember also going to be going one. There's really not a lot of great spells to break Lincolns besides from CK. You've got his Stun, his Reality Rift. Static Link is a spell that Razor really does not want to break a Lincolns with. Doom, of course, not a spell you want to break a Lincolns with. Pretty easy to break them with Cask, though, I think. No one's there. And it seems that Mission Critical not going to be able to find a valuable target, but just look at this. TTU slightly favored now. Almost 75% favored, actually. XP also very, very much in TTU's favor, but gold just about dead even. However, you've got a Medusa and an Ember Spirit, and Razor and CK I don't think match up, especially to the Medusa. I think Ember could be blown up by a really quick jump from Old Frog with a group of Phantasms, a quick crit, and he's probably done for. But I don't know that the same could be said about that Medusa. You jump her and she gets her ult off, and suddenly you're not looking so good. I want to take a look at buyback statuses as those are going to become very, very important soon. Medusa, almost level 25, another important milestone as she would get 1,000 mana. And it's important to note she has the Stone Gaze duration, so is that 9 seconds? Oh, God. The duration of the screaming, and now a jump forward. And they're going on this Razor. He's very, very tanky. The Corrosive Haze is not really helping that much. The AA Blast flying forward, gonna whiff though, not connect on anybody but Foxel. An easy and quick kill. The Eye of the Storm taking him down. A quick root and a Hex trying to save his teammates some trouble. A DD rune on the Medusa. They have a ward on top of her. I'm not sure she knows that. And I think knowing that she's got a DD, that they're not going to pursue that fight any further. My apologies. Just taking a quick drink of water. Shiva's now done on the Razor will not only allow him to the added damage and the attack speed aura slow, but it will allow him to get that nice more catch. The move speed slow. It's just a good item just overall, I think, this game. And now queuing up an Axe probably would get rid of the drums without charges. But that's losing the move speed, which is pretty unfortunate. He's gotten that unstable current damage too, so a nice little AoE nuke. Meanwhile, Dusa actually went the split shot, uses multipliers. She has gotten a lot of tank items, still saving for buyback, so I suppose that's decent. With a Scotty and a Maelstrom, pretty much always going to proc a Maelstrom on a right click on more than like 3 targets. Meanwhile, Slardar queuing up that Assault Cuirass, looking at his talents, has gone the Lifesteal. I think I would have rather than Night Vision. Um, it just makes your team a lot better at ganks at nighttime. And oh, Pango! He's super dead. No buyback on that Pangolier, and a really good pick for Mission Critical. They may be able to make a play onto Roshan, and I think they should. They've got the Razor ult, which would probably help them kill Roche fairly quickly, and Pango is probably the best team fight that TTU has. In the Roche pit, he just can bounce all over the place. I want to look at his talents too, as the strength talent. Yeah, these are very standard Pango talents. But Doom, Roche is going to get very, very low. Doom getting a lot of utility items. The Refresher going to be really helpful, and if he wants, he could probably just try to Doom the same target twice to get rid of the Lincolns if they can't pop it in time. And it's definitely something to consider on a high-value target like Medusa. But the Aegis now on the Razor gives them that advantage. Pango up in 30. He does have buyback available. He really doesn't want to use it, though. Let's switch back to the net worth and take a peek. Pango starting to fall behind. He's pretty much even with the Slardar, and most of the net worth is on this Medusa. This hero just soaks up so much of the farm because she's a very hungry hero, and just you need items on her. But it does take away a lot of the gold from heroes like Pangolier, who maybe don't need. He is very item independent. He relies on levels. He has good talents. He has a couple of the items that I think Pango just really wants. But as a hero, that would scale quite well with them. And even Ember Spirit, not super rich, trying to get that Lincoln Sphere while also saving for buyback. And the Dire Mission Critical just gonna end up farming these shrines. Sorry, I moved my mic. I hope it didn't make like a horrible noise. If it did, I'm sorry. I will try to not have it happen again. But Pango, I think, as much as he might want that Yule, should 100% save for buyback, and Medusa completing her Scotty still has buyback and queuing up a BKB, so she is just ready to stand and fight. I would still like to see a Butterfly come from her. I think Butterfly will do wonders against Chaos Knight, even Razor, even Witch Doctor. BKB is pretty good, just because of the cast bounce, the Ice Blast damage ticks, Cold Feet. But even so, I think Butterfly would be really, really good this game. Great damage item, huge attack speed. But we'll see. Maybe if they dominate in this next fight, they'll consider it. But Mission Critical, probably posturing to push, knowing they have an advantage on the Razor with that Aegis. The question is, though, Will they be able to do anything with it? Their CK is still a little bit far away, needs to catch up before they try to go for anything. If they get engaged on now, it could be real trouble. AA trying to clear the wave up top with a nice blast, but the wave down bot massacred by a couple right clicks from the Medusa and a single sleight of fist from the Ember Spirit. Oof, Pango no
Dire's
longer has
top
buyback.
tower is under
He
attack.
must have bought this Windlace. Now getting a smoke, they may try to position for a sneaky smoke. Sleight of fist, Shiva's guard, Rod of Atos popping that. She gets the ult off just in time. The Medusa trapped inside her own Shadow Shaman's wards, caught by the Doom too, but she is so tanky. She's just going for it. BKB popped on all of these cores. Pangolier rolling around, disrupting them in the back line. Swashbuckle forward, stunning Old Frog, and now the AI splash flies forward. Medusa will die, but it takes so much. But they've still got so much more in the tank on Mission Critical. A buyback coming out from the Medusa. The Shadow Shaman wards ticking down. Old Frog will die thanks to the Swashbuckle and help of those wards. Darth Walker getting extremely low, but he does still have an Aegis. They're ready to fight this. They want to fight this. They know they still have the advantage. The Brave Fresher is already popped. Silence onto this Ancient Apparition. Now respawning is the Razor. Penguinaut got the Corrosive Haze onto him. Chicken Lover did buy back. Shadow Shaman also buying back. I think Mission Critical want to retreat from this. Been an excellent fight for them. And now going in onto this Medusa once more. The Corrosive Haze and Quick Bash. Are they going to be able to get enough damage out though? I don't think so. And need to be careful as Malediction is connected onto the Medusa, making her a much more vulnerable target. The Cascas are bouncing, but this Pangolier, no fear, jumping in, trying to burst down a hero, but just does not have the damage, and looks like an extremely costly defense for TTU. And only really the Aegis lost and the Chaos Knight for Mission Critical. So even though this late game draft, it just doesn't seem to be holding up so far. Mission Critical, with that Aegis advantage, just put in so much work, and Medusa didn't really feel like she was able to do that much in that fight due to all of that control they committed to her. So that BKB, perhaps much more essential than I originally thought. But trying to finish her Molnir and can pretty much buy it. It will not take her long to get it, but with an Ags on Razor, towers are not long for this world. It almost ends up being a Death Prophetal, if not slightly stronger, as Death Prophet spirits do 58 damage, but each lightning bolt does 70 and takes every 0.4 seconds. So I think DP probably kills a tower faster, but Razors applies minus armor. I don't know if it's every single strike. Probably every single strike. Bounty runes are up. We've reached the 45-minute mark, close to the official late game. And Mission Critical going for the safe objectives, trying to catch just shrines, get some bonus gold. Medusa's still at the top of the net worth, but it's coming at this really hefty cost of Zachman and Master Salty on these other cores. It's just, they just don't seem to have enough gold. And meanwhile, I want to highlight, like, the AA blasts and the maledictions are helping so much. Maledict, if you get Maledict on a full health Medusa and then AA blast her and then get her hit by a death ward, if you deal like 50% of her health, she's gonna die. It's almost certain. It really goes for anybody though. Not super impressive. Deal half of their health with Maledict, but it does reduce the tankiness of these heroes. Both the A Blast and the Maledict reducing tankiness on heroes. I'm actually curious about this Witch Doctor really quick. I want to check one of his talents. So he went the Death Ward attack range instead of the Maledict tick. I see some people get it. I like that he went the 6 armor. No, Razors pops that ult. And a BKB rolling Thunder in, stunning one hero, but these BKBs are really putting a wrench into things. Now Goobing before they drop their wards defensively, trying to get stuns on as many people as they can. They've got Doom shackled and Hex. He's trapped. He will probably die before he gets that Doom off, but he heals up. Still going to go down. Pangolier already lost. The AA Blast doesn't connect onto anything, but they've killed that Pango, forcing a buyback. And the Slardar also buying back, but Old Frog getting low. He's very tanky, gets Hex down, and he will die. Illuminati surviving for the time being after Darth Walker. I don't know why he walked back into that, but I don't think he could have got away anyway. He's dead too. Buyback's available on him and that Doom, but a 2-minute death timer in a very big fight, but did force buybacks on 2 more. I believe that means nobody on Radiant, well, I guess Ember, has buyback. So even though they won that fight, it wasn't cheap. So a roughly 2k gold swing in their favor. And now trying to pressure. They have actually a decently sized wave. At least they have a catapult. So if they can save their catapult, they can get a pretty good sized push. They haven't lost any barracks yet. They've only lost tier 3s. There is no Rolling Thunder, but it will be one in 3 seconds. He took the Rolling Thunder cooldown talent. And now buybacks on everybody except Chaos Knight. There's Death Ward available and Ancient Apparition's Ice Blast. Rod of Atos, not gonna latch. Cask bouncing around, connecting onto a couple heroes. The Death Ward hits onto the Slardar, but it doesn't have an axe on the Witch Doctor, so unfortunately unable to really do a whole lot. But Rolling Thunder in, he's going in for this. He wants something, but he hasn't really connected on anybody yet. Does get the silence, does get the stun onto the Doom. BKB popped on one. Illuminati stunned up again, diving in deep. After this, Doom getting extremely low. That's a dieback on the Doom, but can they get another? If they finish off this Razor with the dieback, that might be what they need to really finish out this game. Gooby getting extremely low, but he's already done his job. There's 2 big cores dead for so long. It's just Chaos Knight coming up, and they've got all 3 cores up from TTU. Fortification not available. This is at least a lane of Rags. It could be even more. They know there's no buyback on these heroes. There is no Death Ward, there is no Ice Blast, but Old Frog gonna try to get something. They throw the cask to delay this. A stun onto Chicken Lover, trying to back off, does break out of that cold feet. And do they go back in for this, or do they just try to finish the tier 2s? They get the entire lane of Rax in the mid lane, and they back off. They've got a while. Unfortunately for them, very fortunately for Mission Critical, these lanes, the side lanes are all pushed out. I still can't tell. I have no idea if my stream has been functioning well or not. Fun fact. Um, it says it should be to my OBS, but it said that before. Oh, they might just try to finish out this game too. They've healed up their heroes. They have Shaman Wards. I think this is a very brave play, but I respect the hell out of it. Going forward, Rolling Thunder, and the Stone Gaze, turning all these heroes to stone. Witch Doctor deleted. Old Frog going in. He's got that, and stunned again by the Stone Gaze. Pangolier needs to get out of here, though. He gets the 3-second stun, but Medusa doing so much damage in the Shackle, but they turn their attention back onto the barracks. But an Ether Shock finishes him. He's dead, and they've got no cores for a while. It's Ancient Apparition against the world. Ember Spirit buying back. He might try to buy I think he should just buy. He does, and now he's going in, and this could just be GG game. I have no idea what game it is. Probably at least game 2. Well, it looks like it's going to be going the way of TTU. Their late game draft, giving them all the advantage that they need. I immediately jumped out of that lobby because I sent a friend request to the other players, but I think they're like out of that game now. I don't know if there's any 82L games going on right now, so I'm gonna. I mean, that I really just wanted to practice. Hopefully the stream worked. I'm gonna try to get in touch with the teams, let them know I cast one of their games. Although I did just jump out at the very end there, mostly because I realized I'm on a 2-minute delay and I wanted to see if I could get into another game if they had one. But I'm going to end the stream here now and just see if it worked. Actually, if they have another game, I'm going to do it. I don't see one. And I did not get a response on my friend's request. Heck. I'll wait a little bit, and I'm going to end the stream and see if I'm, you know, even functioning at all. Because for all I know, my stream was just garbage quality that whole time. I just want to let that team know that I cast. If anyone watched, let me know if the stream worked at all, because I've been struggling so badly to see if it has. Anyways, thank you guys for stopping by. I hope it, worked. I'm gonna try to get back into casting hopefully very soon. Hopefully I can find a game to cast tomorrow. I have to go to bed in a couple hours anyway because I work early. But um, so thanks for stopping by. I think that was good practice, a good warm up, and hopefully the stream actually worked. Uh, but again, I'll be back soon. You'll be seeing a lot more of me. So thanks, guys. I I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long, and I hope you're as eager to see me come back as I am to come back. So thanks again.